So, you clicked on this, huh? Funny thing about people who say they stumbled onto something. They were already looking, and oh, sweetheart, you were looking. You were looking hard. See, I wasn't planning on giving this little sermon today, but the punchline kept writing itself all week, and I am nothing if not a man who delivers his punchlines. So sit down, get cozy. This one's got 32 teeth. I've crossed paths with a lot of interesting specimens, schemers, plotters, little people with big plans. But what I'm picking up right now, different flavor entirely. Darling, I didn't expect a single whisper from the cosmos to actually make my mascara run. And yet here we are. There's a vibration in this reading, a hum, something that hits different. And I don't say that lightly because, you know, I'm not exactly known for my sincerity. But I'm sitting here, genuinely rattled, trying to figure out why my chest feels like someone cracked a safe inside it. Bear with me. Let me just catch my breath. Okay, here's what's unfolding, and it's delicious in the worst possible way. I'm watching a pattern, a repeating loop, a stuck record, and so many of you are trapped inside it without even clocking the gag. You spent time, maybe months, maybe years, performing for people who watched you burn and never once thought to bring water. People who had you right there, front row, center stage, and somehow turned your whole fireworks display into wallpaper. They woke up every day to your blaze and yawned. My hands are actually shaking. Sorry, I've seen a lot of wounded creatures, but yours have made me smudge my paint more than anyone ever has. And you want to know why? Because I can feel how much voltage you've been running through rooms that didn't even have the wiring for it. The reason I can't stop these tears, and believe me, I find this deeply inconvenient, is the sheer wattage of who you are. You've been walking around like a live wire in a city of blackouts, and people just adapted to the glow. They thought the power would never cut out. They took your calm for granted. Your calm. They took the realness for granted. You've been shouldering a load that was never yours to carry. Like, really sit with that for a second. Every single morning you probably dragged yourself out of whatever wreckage the night left behind and tried to be the decent one. The one who plays fair, shows up on time, treats people the way you'd want to be treated. And we both know that's a losing strategy in this town. But you did it anyway. Maybe you were tangled up in a relationship where you poured everything out. Emotionally, spiritually, financially. Like emptying your pockets for someone who was already planning their exit. Or maybe it was a family thing, someone just bleeding you dry drop by drop. And you kept waiting for the plot twist where they finally get it. Maybe it was a job where you brought your whole self to the table, and they just kept moving the table further away without ever once saying, "Thank you." I'm sensing a thread here that goes deeper than circumstance, deeper than logic, deeper than whatever story you've been telling yourself. And I'd really need you to lock in here. You don't realize how seismically you have shaken the people around you. You've rattled their foundations so hard that the cracks are finally showing. And those cracks, they're not from anything you did wrong. They're from the silence those people kept now that you're gone, now that you've taken your act elsewhere. Pause the video. I'm giving you an unfair advantage. You've seen the damage, now see the growth. My 73-page book is available in the first comment of this video. Consider that your intermission. Now let's get back to the show. Here's the part that's genuinely unhinged about this whole moment. We're living in an era where authentic people are basically an endangered species, and nobody knows what to do when one actually shows up. Everyone's been so burned by con artists, by manipulators, by clout chasers and hustle culture vampires, that when someone like you walks in, someone who actually gives a damn, someone who's ride or die loyal, someone who treats them right, they short-circuit. They literally don't have the software for it. So what do? They take it for granted. They poke at your fences. They test how far they can stretch your kindness before it snaps. They mistake your softness for a weakness they can exploit. Your patience? They read that as an infinite hall pass. Your devotion? They assume you'll never actually walk out the door. But then, something flips. You wake up one morning and you're just done. Not dramatic, not screaming, just done. You draw a line. You mean it. You walk, and you don't look back. Not even when they're standing at the window expecting you to come crawling home like some loyal dog. And that is when the whole house of mirrors shatters. They've been trying to keep a straight face about how much you haunt them. But the universe is a snitch, baby. It's spilling every secret. See, when you first left, they didn't take it seriously. They figured your love was so consuming, so all-encompassing, that you'd never actually have the spine to stay gone. They miscalculated, big time. They confused your tenderness with a lack of backbone. But they forgot one crucial detail. You've got something deeper anchoring you. You've got a foundation that isn't built on their approval. You've got self-respect. You've got faith in something that outranks them on every level. And here's the beautiful, twisted part. Now that you're not in the room anymore, they're haunted by every single thing you brought to their life. Every moment of stillness. Every ounce of genuine care. Every time you showed up when the rational move was to stay home. This isn't just about romance, though it might be. Could be a lover, could be blood, could be a friend, could be a corner office. But this isn't just about romance. It's about the bone-deep imprint you leave on everyone you encounter. You've got this way of reaching into the most boarded-up rooms of someone's mind and turning the lights on. And that is a rare, rare trick. A rare trick that changes a soul so completely it has no choice but to evolve. I can feel the exact moment it hit them that they couldn't function without your frequency in their life. Maybe they tried to fill the gap with someone new. You know, a shiny rebound, a distraction, a warm body. Thinking volume could replace substance. But it didn't work. Because what you brought wasn't some surface-level comfort food. It was real. It was rooted in something that can't be replicated by just any understudy. These tears, they're not sad tears, gorgeous. They're the kind that come when something buried finally breaks through concrete. You are finally being recognized for exactly who you are. And look, I know. You've probably spent way too many sleepless nights wondering if you even registered on their radar. You questioned everything, second-guessed every move. Maybe even tortured yourself with, did I do the right thing? Was I too much? Was I not enough? And I'm telling you, yes. 1,000,000 times, yes. You've spent so much time wondering if you matter, and the answer is hitting me like a freight train. Because you matter. You matter so profoundly that your absence is like a missing tooth. They can't stop running their tongue over the gap. The universe wants you to know that your love has been a bonfire in their coldest winter. And even if you're not thinking about them as much anymore, because, time does its thing, and distance does its thing, and healing starts doing its quiet, stubborn work. They're thinking about you. They are replaying. They are finally understanding what they had. Every tear I'm shedding right now is proof of the magnificence of your chosen soul. You don't realize how many people you've pulled back from the edge just by being unapologetically yourself. Maybe you didn't rescue them from literal danger, but you rescued them from invisibility, from feeling like static, from the creeping suspicion that nobody on this entire spinning rock gives a damn. You gave them that. And now it's gone, and they're drowning in the absence of what they threw away. Their pulse is sinking with yours, even if they're across the city, across the country, across the world. Even if you haven't exchanged a single word in months, this realization, it's going to rewire how you see yourself from this exact moment forward. You're going to start understanding that walking away wasn't cowardice. It was the most gangster thing you could have done. You set boundaries not out of spite, but out of self-respect. You chose yourself. And that matters. You're no longer the one pacing by the phone. You're the one who already won the war of the heart, and you did it without firing a single shot. Chew on that for a second. While they're spinning, spiraling, thinking about you, while they're cataloging every single thing they lost, you're evolving, you're mending, you're figuring out who you are when you're not orbiting someone else's chaos. That's the win. That's the real joke. And for once, it's actually funny. They're marooned in regret, and you are sailing towards something they can't even see yet. Take a breath, sunshine, a real one. Let these words sink into your bones. Can you feel it? The whole temperature of this room just shifted. This isn't a wound report anymore. It's a recognition ceremony. Recognition of your worth, recognition of your power. See, here's the thing about karma, or cause and effect, or whatever you want to call the cosmic ledger. People get it twisted. It's not petty. It's not vengeful. It's just physics. You plant seeds of deception, manipulation, and disrespect. Congratulations. That's your harvest. And they are harvesting that right now. They are choking on loneliness. They are gagging on regret. They are starving in the absence of something real. And you planted seeds of love and authenticity, which frankly, in this economy is borderline heroic. And you're harvesting peace. You're harvesting growth. You are harvesting the freedom to move forward without dragging their dead weight behind you. You are a virtuoso of love, and your story is just beginning to hit its crescendo. Don't be scared of what you're feeling right now. These emotions, they're the tunnel between who you were and who you're becoming. The sadness, the grief of what could have been, those aren't flaws, those are receipts. Receipts that you loved without reservation, and that's not a liability, that's actually your superpower. And yeah, I know superpower sounds like something off a motivational poster in a dentist's waiting room. But stay with me. The fact that you can love that fiercely, the fact that you can care that recklessly, the fact that you refuse to water down your standards just to keep somebody comfortable in their mediocrity, that's not weakness. That's your edge. That's what makes you magnetic. That's what makes people realize, long after you've exited stage left, that they were holding something irreplaceable, and they fumbled it. Badly. Remember, gorgeous, Your power lives in your ability to feel this deeply. So don't shut it off. Don't let the disappointments turn you into concrete. Your sensitivity, gift. Your loyalty, gift. Your flat-out refusal to accept crumbs when you deserve the whole bakery. That's a gift, too. And listen, I'm weirdly honored to be the one handing you this message today, because I need you to understand something that sounds simple, but is actually the whole game. Keep burning, chosen one, because this world, and their hollowed-out heart, needs your fire more than ever. Not because they earned it, not because you owe them a single spark, but because your fire was made to burn. It was made to warm cold rooms. It was made to wake people up. And whether they appreciate it or not doesn't change that fundamental truth about what you are. So if you're sitting here right now replaying someone who didn't value